The Ugly Stepsister, guys. What did you guys think about this movie?
I enjoyed it.
I did not know it was Norwegian going in.
Oh, is that what language they were speaking?
But I
couldn't
was
figure it out.
excited when I found out it was Norwegian.
Yeah. Let me tell you the plot real quick.
It's like a twisted take on Cinderella.
Yes.
A little bit. Like, it doesn't really stick to the Cinderella story.
More than I thought it was going to, honestly, toward the end.
It did. So let me tell you the plot real quick. It follows Elvira as she battles against her gorgeous stepsister in a realm where beauty reigns supreme. She resorts to extreme measures to captivate the prince amidst a ruthless competition for physical perfection. So it's one of those movies that we've seen a few of lately where vanity gets the best of the protagonist or whatever. Like
Pursuit.
that's the word I'm looking for. The pursuit of vanity.
But the attractive sister was hot.
Yeah, Cinderella.
She was, yeah.
The score and music was on point right off rip.
I agree. I like that. I like the music, yeah.
I thought everything about it was really good. The cinematography, the story was told really well. I thought the effects were great.
I thought he was going to throw another piece of cake in her face.
Dude, that was the first thing I wrote down. Like, it was so great. It was so random.
Like, he just chucks it, and then everybody's dying, and then when they're just sitting there for a second, I was like, he's going to do it again.
It's so, like, just disrespectful. He's just doing it to the wife, like, eh? And he's just like,
It was.
Just smacks the Decepticon in the face, and they all laugh at her.
That made me feel for her, and then, like...
they do lead you to believe that it's going to be, like, she's, like, the one they're mistreating, and quickly it changes.
It definitely, yeah. But,
also, when that dude fills out the paper and writes her name as Elvira Von Stepsister.
Yeah, right. The disrespect.
That's funny, man. But yeah, so basically it's a Cinderella story. The prince is having like a ball, and all the chicks want to be with. Well, not all of them, but
she's obsessed with him because she read like his poem book.
Yeah,
she's in love with him anyway.
She wants to be the ugly stepsister wants to be with him, and she's going to the surgeon, and she gets her nose done. When they take that chisel to her nose,
dude, when they say get the pliers, and then they pull out these 6-foot-long things, I was like, those aren't pliers, brother.
Man. And then the eyelashes.
Yeah, that one.
Pretty gnarly.
Man.
Well,
but we'll get to the gnarliest scene.
Yeah, but those were not pliers. I don't know what they were.
I thought it was funny when she actually saw the prince in the woods, and they're just talking about rape and like, would you rape her? He's like, nah, I don't want her.
They're
She's
just
disgusting.
Dirtbags.
Yeah. They're just some bros.
Yeah. Just dirtbags in the woods.
I said, but her teeth do look good when they take those
They look way
braces
better
off.
after the braces, yeah.
No, they do, man.
But the look on her mom's face while she's going through all of it is troubling. Like, her mom is excited.
Yeah.
She really is, yeah. It's like, what's that? Like those girl models, like their moms, you know? Like...
Dance moms?
Yeah,
torturing them? Yeah.
I did not expect the ass and titties right away. Like, when she's... just like getting undressed or whatever after getting the nose job, and I wasn't expecting, at least not there,
right?
Like I figured at some point that'd probably be involved, but then there, and
she
then
looked good.
They really love the butt cheek zoom in shot. Every time there was a butt on screen,
they did.
They just eventually just zoomed in on the butt cheeks.
There were some unflattering shots though of
the one sitting on the chair. They just like zoomed into her hole. But
yeah, that was such an unflattering shot.
I did enjoy like the barnyard noises when the two were banging in like the barn. It was just horse noises, like, like what's going on?
They zoomed in on his butt,
exactly.
And then his fully erect dong. Like, what the hell? I didn't want to see that.
Honestly, like a lot of it was kind of slow going, and then it was nowhere near as shocking or disgusting as like people have made it out to be.
No,
but I will say this: when it
until the toes,
man.
But honestly, that looked weird. Like it didn't. It did look gnarly, but it didn't
look pretty gnarly.
It looked gnarly, and it was gory, but like it was like looked kind of weird. Like it didn't look as realistic as other parts. Of
I thought it looked very realistic.
Pretty real.
I was standing up.
Well, just like how I like the cutting, but then like when they folded and it was like one motion. Like I was like, that's not. If you cut through all the toes, they're not connected anymore. They're not gonna like fall like a nicely sliced piece of bread.
If you cut them perfectly, like she did, you know what I'm saying? Like that was gnarly.
I've never chopped my
But
toes
it
off.
was gnarly.
Yeah.
The extreme close up of the blood coming out,
But there,
And then to say it was the wrong foot, and like, oh,
yeah, the mom when she said it was the
But-
because the premise of the scene is that she wants to
Fit into the slipper.
to get with the prince, but so she has to make her foot fit into that slipper. So she takes a cleaver to her toes, and then the mother says, "You did the wrong foot," and then she does it.
And then
other foot.
Well, then she makes like the other person leave so that she can cut the right foot. It's crazy.
Make what other person leave?
Like she was like, you can
her
go.
sister?
Yeah, she's like, you can go now.
Yeah. Stop, buddy. Stop.
She was like the only really redeemable character in the movie. Was the sister.
She was, yeah.
Besides the gore, like very pretty visuals.
Yeah,
It was very
done.
well shot.
Then
Highly stylized.
a tapeworm egg is crazy.
That was gnarly.
And then I
Yeah.
said, also the craziest cum scene since Itchy the Killer.
Well, yeah, let's go back to the tapeworm. So she wants to swallow the tapeworm eggs
To lose weight.
so that she can lose weight. Yeah, which is
is
a unique
terrible
thing.
plan.
I've never
Chef's kiss,
I've
great.
never heard of that before.
I mean, because it wouldn't work. I don't think.
No.
but-
No, and then
They don't know.
And then near the end, when she was throwing up,
More eggs?
that was
crazy.
disgusting.
The
then
pulling
they-
out of the tapeworm was like a mile long
That was.
tapeworm.
I thought her head was gonna pop
God.
off. It was crazy, man. But
Having it fall into that bowl of milk was unflattering. I was like, oh, that's nasty.
yeah. Ugh. But yeah, you know what it was like? It was kind of like The Substance in that it just, like the main character just, you could see where it was going. And it was going to backfire on her tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't wait for it to get there. You're like, how extreme is this going to go?
Yeah.
And I put it right up there with The Substance. I just love that type of story where, like, the pursuit of vanity gets the better, backfires against someone.
That was gnarly.
I love that.
I said, beat it, you fornicator, might need to make its way into my vocabulary.
Beat it,
Because when she yells that at like the dude banging the attractive sister, it's just beat it, you fornicator. That's
You know what I found funny is the freaking rotting father corpse.
Just in the dining room,
Yeah, what the hell? There's a post-credit scene. Did you know that?
just maggots
Where
on
it's
it.
just rotting still.
one thing that bothered me, like taking the nose thing off to like check, and she's like, "Oh, it's looking at it," and putting it back on. Really didn't make sense to me because there were like bolts and screws on it. So like while it was sitting there, it made it you think it was like screwed into her nose, and then they just took it off, and that wouldn't hinder. Like then they just put it back on. Like why is she keeping it on then?
I think
Like,
it's just holding it in place.
yeah, but if you could just take it off like that and then put it back on, like
Yeah.
why are you wearing it constantly?
I think it's just for form.
And I
Or
said,
just,
but I guess like
I don't.
it worked in the movie. It worked, so I guess
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then cocaine in her eyeballs is crazy.
Yeah, to numb them.
Like yeah, she just put powdered coke
Oh,
in her
yeah,
eyeballs, and I
yeah.
said the eyelashes seem extremely unnecessary. Like at least I get the other surgeries.
That was
Like you wanted a better nose, you wanted better teeth, but like the eyelashes, pointless.
That was.
No prince is like.
Her eyes look good.
Let me see them
They did look good after though. But
She looked
I
good
will-
at that ball. They were like, look at them tits. They were all we wanted to get.
But
They're
but,
huge.
But man, they did an extreme close up with the hook in the
Yeah.
threading the eyelashes and then the toes, extreme close ups.
Then
those-
I didn't care about the dance scenes really.
No,
Like where they
just
focused
to make
on
a
like
point,
the
yeah.
big like it even changed like focus and like it was like shot different and everything of just like the dancing and I
To
was
make
like,
it more like
whatever.
ladylike, you mean?
Like how it was almost like a stage play kind of like how they zoomed out a little bit and then it was like almost like a dream sequence where it was like
Yeah.
a whole choreographed dance.
Yeah,
I just like it didn't
it
I
was
didn't
pretty.
hate it,
It was
but it
pretty
just-
brief.
didn't need it, I guess.
Yeah,
And then yeah, when she said you've cut the wrong foot, I was like, damn, mom.
and then at the end,
I just said she's not doing great.
and then at the end, her sister's just helping her down the stairs, like wheeling her like a
Yeah.
wheelbarrow. Like that's ridiculous.
I like when she initially tries to get to the prince, she just falls down the stairs like face first and slides down, busts her teeth.
It is such a
Just
gnarly.
like,
Yeah, it's so comedic. You know what I mean? Like it starts off so serious, but then it leans into the comedy, and
it's off the rails.
I appreciate that. Yeah, when it goes off the rails and when they lean into it, like that's great. You know what I mean? Like it goes just extreme. I really enjoyed it. I was on kind of on the edge of my seat because there was a lot of scenes where it was just like I was just cringing because it was just so violent. It like
yeah, at times it was rough.
the toes, man. The toes.
Toes are tough.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen something that graphic. That was gnarly, man.
I wonder where people
I
were
was like
supposedly
this the
throwing
whole
up
time.
at. It
I
must
was like
have been
this, huh?
that. Where people were supposedly threw up at, or maybe they just said
That
that.
had to be that.
It had
Or
to
her,
be it.
her like throwing up.
Yeah,
It
that was
had to
pretty
be.
gross.
I was like this the whole time during the toes. I was like, no.
But then
No.
like, the beginning of her pulling the tapeworm out too, I thought looked a little bit weird too. But then like when they changed angles, it didn't.
Yeah.
Like when they pulled it from, it almost looked like when somebody like fake pukes and you can tell like it's not coming out of their mouth, it's coming like
Right,
from
right.
further to the
Like a
side.
hose.
Like when she just first grabbed
Yeah.
it. But then after that, like it's like they corrected it.
Yeah, but there was that build up too, like a roller coaster when that toe scene. She like held it for a minute. She was thinking about it, and then she's like, "Man, when she did it, man,
She wanted that prince.
gnarly."
Well, yeah, but like, okay, you don't think that someday, probably the honeymoon, he's gonna actually see your feet?
You have nubs, like
It don't matter at that point. She's got the.
I mean, I think it does. I don't think they divorced. Then they just beheaded her. Like they just be like, okay, I'm gonna go bang your hot sister. Get out of here, you,
It's funny, like
you nub toe freak.
as soon as Cinderella shows up to the ball, he's like, "Hey, a different one," and like goes. Her face is covered, and he just goes to her like, "I'm gonna dance with her."
yeah,
You must be hotter.
yeah. But
She's just left with like the old creeps who have money.
she was, wasn't she? Yeah. Who was actually one of them was banging their mom, right?
Yeah.
Which was weird, but you know,
Well, the mom had to get a new sugar daddy.
that's true. Yeah. But
Yeah, she was like, you had your chance or whatever.
yeah.
Woof.
Overall, really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and let's get to ratings, guys. I gave it an 8.
Maybe a 6.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5, 7. I'll stick with 6.5 is good.
Okay. You guys watch this ASAP. Watch it whenever or skip it.
I think it's a whenever.
Yeah, watch it whenever.
All right, we'll say whenever. Yeah.
You groaned really loud when we said that.
No, it was. I enjoyed it.
You're gonna change it in post.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's up there with The Substance. I even messaged the director. Sometimes they'll like heart my message or whatever. Like when I did that for The Substance director,
But they didn't?
She hearted my message, and this one didn't know.
So I think you should like it less. You
No,
should-
100%. It's getting a 7. Playing.
It wasn't 9 until they didn't respond to my message.
Yeah, that affects the score drastically. But yeah, that's a review.
Type it in Norwegian. Use Google Translate.
Right. That's a review for The Ugly Stepsister, guys. Thanks for watching. Check that one out.
Shudder.
And we'll see you on the next one later.